Hello, welcome back to the channel. This weekend it's not the weekend, but it's the weekend for us. We're in Sonoma again. This is back where the channel started, and we will be exploring for the next couple days. So stay tuned to see all the fun we get up to. So since we're coming from the Sacramento area, it made sense to stop at this highly recommended spot called the Boon Cafe. It's in Napa. It's at the Carneros Resort, but they do have their own entrance, and it is such a cute spot. It looks like a cheerful red barn, and I believe they serve like a farm to fork style menu. So we just finished our lunch at Boon Cafe. We're waiting for their famous donuts right now, which I'm stuffed, so I'm making some life choices here, but I figure we could just get them to go if we need to. But look at this. It's so cute. Can you see it? Does it focus? Do I need to do one of these? All right, I'll see you guys later. The donuts. After brunch, we headed to Sonoma. We went straight to the Sonoma Square. If you haven't been to Sonoma, it's super cute. They have like buildings in the center, and then it's like a city block with a park, and there's businesses on all the streets around it. This is where the visitor center is, this building right here. And then after we picked up our maps, we headed off to our first spot, which was a tasting at Prohibition Spirits Distillery, and it's right on the square. If you come to this area, you have to walk around because all these little like offshoots of the square are so cute, and this is very walkable. So if you wanted to get a hotel nearby and just stay in Sonoma proper the whole time, this would be a wonderful location. Prohibition was Sonoma's first craft distillery, and they still make their spirits locally. This shop is so cute. It's full of glasses, drinkware, anything you need to make cocktails. They also have a lot of locally made goods in here, like little snacks and I think honeys and spices. It's also super cute. I didn't know what I was expecting from a distillery, but this place is very photogenic.
All right, this is the grappa. It has a slight tequila scent to it. He said this was a polarizing one. People either love it or they hate it. And I think I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Kind of smells like grapefruit.
Smells like grapefruit?
Kind of, yeah. Which is, I don't know. Why am I getting, I guess the orange and then the cranberry kind of makes it a little tart. Tasty.
It does smell like grapefruit.
Gravenstein apple brandy gab. Oh yeah. More apple in the finish. Not so much on the scent. Very brandy forward, but has a clean apple finish to it. Next up is the coconut liqueur. And this is more of a sweet mixer drink than it is a sipping. Oh yeah, I like that. I love coconut.
What would you...
Espresso martini.
Are you supposed to drink?
Yep, that is an espresso martini. Limoncello. It's a good limoncello. All right, this last one is a bonus, the lime chili vodka. Cheers.
After our spirits tasting, we walked over to Fulcrum Wines, which is on the Sonoma Valley Tasting Pass, which we were gifted. They have a deal where for $69 you can go taste at 3 different locations on their list, and this is very convenient because they're all very close together and some of them are even walking distance. So we chose to go to Fulcrum, and it was just a really lovely tasting experience. The tasting room attendant was fantastic, and the location was also quite lovely. They did allow us to split one tasting, which we have been doing at all the locations. Afterwards, I had heard so many amazing things about this ice cream place. This is called Sweet Scoops, and it's also in the square, so we just walked over here. They make all of their ice creams, and they even have vegan flavors if you're someone like me who doesn't do well with dairy ice cream. But then if you're also someone like me, maybe you go check out the cheese factory next. So we went to Vella Cheese because my husband had heard of this spot from his friend, coworker, and they have a place right off the square, and it was wonderful. The person working gave us tons of samples. So of course we left with cheese because once you taste it, you're going to buy it. It was so good. After we finished up around the square, we headed off to Gunlock Bunshoe for another one of those passport tastings. I did want to experience something a little bit different while we were in this area, so I did choose a winery that was more of like a vineyard type space. Because like wine rooms, tasting rooms are really nice and they're very convenient if you want to be walking, but it's also nice to get the ambiance of a vineyard. So that is completely up to each individual person and what they're looking for. This property is so beautiful, and they had lots of seating options indoor and outdoor. And honestly, their merch was so cute. I actually wanted to buy some, even though this was our first time coming here, because I really just enjoyed whoever does their merch design. And we did the passport tasting again. We split one tasting, and here I believe it's just 2, maybe 3 pours. And we heard a little bit about the history of this spot, and it was just a really lovely tasting. Some people also call this winery Gun Bun, and it's the oldest family-owned winery in Sonoma, actually in California. So that's a really cool little piece of trivia. And they also have a really gorgeous property. I believe there's also a walking trail here that you can go on. We did not go on it this day. They also have wine caves, which they were super busy, so we weren't able to get a tour of anything, but maybe next time. Next, we were off to check into our hotel, which was in Glen Ellen. Welcome to the room tour. We're at the Jack London Lodge, and this is nice. Look at the seating area with 2 nice comfy chairs and a little table. We have a king-size bed behind me. Over here, we have a large television. This whole area, there's a nice stool that pulls out, or bench. We have our coffee station set up. In this cabinet is a safe and a refrigerator. Look at all this closet space. You could hang up everything, and there's extra pillow, blanket, iron, and 2 luggage racks, which I am obsessed with because we're always arguing over who gets the luggage rack. Ironing board. And then the bathroom is so nice. So there's a shower tub combo, super sleek and modern. And then on the other side, 1 sink, And then you have little individual toiletries, and it is so spacious. I don't know if you can tell how spacious it is in here. Like, look at this. You might be able to do a TikTok dance in here. This is me the second I get back to the room. It was a busy morning, so we decided to watch some TV in the room. We always bring our Apple TV so we can catch up on our shows, which is always nice. Hello. I've changed because it is probably going to rain. 60% chance, whatever that means. We're heading out to dinner, and then we'll probably just come back here because I don't know, I'm not a night person. It's already 8. It is dark outside, and I'm going to eat dinner. So that's already a big step for me. I will see y'all later. I made a reservation for a newly opened restaurant called Stella in Kenwood. They have a sister property. It's called the Glen Ellen Star. I had not been to either, but I don't know. I love trying new stuff. And this spot is known for pasta, and I think it was slightly more affordable than the Glen Ellen Star. So we went here. It is very, very cozy in here. So if you do not like sitting right next to your neighbors, like look at my husband, he's like squished in there, then you might not want to go to this restaurant. But I imagine many of the spots in this area have the same type of seating arrangements, since it is wine country and these spots are going to be higher in rent. We got the salad, which was nice, but like not extraordinary. And then we got some of their house-made pastas, which at the time of filming this, I think they need a little bit more time, but by the time you watch this, they probably have the kinks worked out. So I'd say give it a shot. They do have a full bar with wine as well, and then they have an open concept kitchen. I'm a little sad that I was sitting facing away from it. And here is the next morning. We went to a cafe right by the lodge we were staying in, and it's super cute. They have tons of baked goods and pastries that they make there, and the spot was just wonderful. Good morning. We just stopped for coffee at this place called Les Pascal's Patisserie and Boulangerie, and it's because they're both named Pascal, the husband and the wife. They were so cute. We actually only saw the husband, but the wife was like making the coffees and getting the pastries out, and she kept saying voila. And Mercy, she was the cutest person I've ever seen. But yeah, we're gonna eat some breakfast, have some coffee. I'm getting over a cold, so if you're wondering why I sound like this, that is why. And yes, we also bought these cute little French lollipops for one of our kiddos. These were super expensive, but that's okay. And then we bought an olive bread to eat later. So it's the olive bread. We're in an olive and pickle phase. Okay, and then we're off to the Botanical garden. So we shall see you in a bit. That's a coconut cream.
Coconut vanilla cream pastry, yeah.
Wow. I got the almond croissant. It's delicious. And then we both got an oat milk mocha, iced. This is the parking lot of the Botanical Garden. And of course, they have grapes growing out here because it is wine country. So you park in the parking lot, and then you walk up this path to the check-in area. There's also a gift shop. And then while we were there, there was a bonsai exhibit. I don't know how often they do this, but it was running through the end of March. So it's over now, but I don't know if they have it every year or not. It was really cool to see all of the bonsais, and I learned that bonsais have accessory plants that come with them for scale, which was so fun to learn about. And I really liked the ones with the little flowers on them. I thought that was really cool. So it was so kind that Christina, their social media manager, took us out for a tram tour, so we would be able to see the entire property. She wasn't sure how much time we had and like how long it might take us to walk, so she arranged this for us. And as you can see, this is a woodland botanical garden, so it's not as like manicured and curated as other places, but they do have plaques explaining the plants, and it's lovely. And as you can see, the trails are mostly flat, so if you need to have a wheelchair or a stroller, you are able to take them on these paths as well. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a sculpture in these trees. They were installing these beautiful bird sculptures that were made out of bamboo from these artists that had come to do like a exhibit here. They also had these cool stones where folks could come and anyone was welcome to make a haiku from the words on the stones. This was such a beautiful spot, and you can tell people put a lot of care and love into it. There's a lot of plaques too. I don't know if you can see them in this video, but they do tell you about the plants.
Puppy over the water, so just like hang on to
All right.
yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
And now some nature sounds.
And I'm also excited.
So this bird sculpture exhibit will be there until October of 2025. So if you want to see it, there's plenty of time. They're absolutely beautiful. And then they also do have this amazing space that they use for live music, and people sit on the lawn. This is a gorgeous place. Hello. We are back in the room for a little refresh before heading out wine tasting. I didn't film a lot of us on the tour because Christina, the social media and communications manager, was talking to us, and I didn't want her to feel awkward about us recording her, but it was so nice. I had such a great time. Highly recommend. It's very different. It's like a combination of a hike and a botanical garden, and if you love hiking in nature, you'll really love it. I thought it was fantastic. And if you have mobility issues, they do offer a tram tour for a little bit of an extra cost. All right, we're at our first winery for today, Hamilton Family Wines. And we're on the back patio because it is a lovely day. I keep looking at these poppies that are growing in the parking lot. It's so nice. And we have Sauv Blanc. And it is gorgeous. It's a perfect day for wine tasting. And they...
crisp and fruity and not too sweet.
Right? And they have a medal for their rosé, which we're trying next. After our tasting, we headed to lunch at a spot called Salt and Stone in Kenwood, and I figured out that they were having happy hour in their bar, and all of their plates for happy hour were $7. There was just two of us. I just thought that the plates would be teeny tiny because they were only $7. And literally in this economy, yes, but we enjoyed that very much. After lunch, we headed up to Benzinger for a quick splash. This was not on our itinerary for the day, but we had a little bit of time between lunch and our next tasting, and I had heard so many things about this winery that we went and checked it out, and they were so lovely. Like, we didn't have a reservation or anything, and we popped in, and they were so kind and welcoming, and this place is so beautiful. I cannot wait to come back here and then experience a bit more of their space. They also have animals here, like they had sheep roaming that day, so they also have a tour where you can see their biodynamic farming, so I really want to do that. After taking some pictures at Benzinger, we headed off to our next tasting, which was at Muscardini Cellars. And here they do Italian style wines. This is a really cute space. I love the umbrellas out front. They have quite a large variety of wines, and they also do grappa here in two different varietals. They have the clear one and then the amber colored one, which I thought was very interesting because I had never seen a clear one before. We got to do the Italian style or the Italian tasting, which was in their library room, and it was stunning. After our tasting, we went to the Jack London Village to check out their sculpture garden. So they have various sculptures outside. This is an absolutely free activity where you can walk around and see all the sculptures. There's little plaques if you'd like to read up on them. They also have some restaurants, shops and businesses in this plaza as well. And we were hoping to make it to the chocolate shop, but they were already closed. I also stumbled upon this bookshelf. I have no idea what this is. Like, there was no sign or anything. I don't know if it's a library or I have no idea. If you know, please tell me in the comments down below. So we explored around and checked out more of the sculptures. They have them all around this area. They're all very different and unique. After exploring and checking out all the sculptures, we went back to our room and had a break until it was time for dinner, at which point we came right back. So you might recognize the same entry point from a few minutes earlier in this video. We came back because we had gotten some recommendations for this restaurant here called the Yeti, and they have Himalayan food from Nepal and from India, and I don't think I've ever had any food from Nepal before, so I was very interested to try it. So Dustin started with the mango lassi. I don't think I tried it because it has yogurt in it, and I was giving myself a little bit of a break. And then we got momos, which are dumplings, and they had some chutneys that they brought with it, so you could use as a sauce or for dipping, I assumed, because they brought it at the same time that you were supposed to use it together, and it paired very well together. We also got this amazing tandoori chicken, which came out steaming hot, as you can see. I got a vegetable curry. I also got lamb rogan josh, which I have heard about from a creator I watch on TikTok, and I had never tried it before, so I was super excited to try it. We got rice and naan, and everything was so delicious. I definitely recommend this spot. Good morning. It's our last day in Sonoma Valley, Sonoma County. We're in Glen Ellen at the Jack London Lodge. It's been super nice here. So quiet, and I don't know. The room has everything we needed, and it was a nice place to stay. So I'm really happy with that. We're packing up. We're about to check out, and we will do some things before going home tonight. You'll never guess where we ended up this morning. Did you guess Les Pascals? Because if you did, you are correct. We had a little bit more time this morning, so I did get to absorb it a little bit more. And then I also picked up some treats to bring home to the kids, and it was so lovely. We also ate on the patio. Okay. Vanilla latte. Iced, because I'm that girl. I got this mushroom baguette. Everything here. I would come back to this town for this bakery. Of course, I had to show you this one little wisteria that was blooming there. So after we had our breakfast, we headed out. So we left Glen Ellen, and I definitely want to come back here. It was so cute, and I didn't even get to see most of this town. We're walking into the farmer's market. It's the third Friday of every month, rain or shine. And it's very full around here, so I'm excited to see what they have. That's my husband. My voice is so done with this voiceover, so I'm just going to show you the farmer's market, and you will just understand with your eyes what you're looking at. They're so cute.
Do you ever cook them? Do you know how to cook them?
No.
Well, do you like our...
Is it blackberry infused? We set them in the fields with this is only one free flavor, but this is a straight. Okay. You know.
After our visit to the farmer's market, we headed over to Hanson Distillery. This was their parking lot. It's absolutely stunning. I imagine they use this as part event space. It was so lovely over here. I definitely did take some pictures, and then we went inside. This is a family-owned distillery, and it's really interesting because they make their vodka from organic grapes. They told us that vodka is a process and not necessarily an ingredient. So vodka could be made from anything, and they made it from grapes, which is very appropriate since this is Sonoma Valley and it is very much wine country. They even had a non-alcoholic one where they made the vodka and then they extracted the alcohol from it. So that was a mocktail I got made with the NA vodka. This is Jack. He was lovely enough to give us a tour of this space and teach us all about the Hanson family and the products that they make here. We got to go into their production area and this really cool room. And this is showing the infusions of the different vodkas they make here. They make it with the real product. So like their lemon or citrus vodka is made with real citrus. They have so much cool equipment here, and then they even bottle here. So you're going to see this bottling machine, and you can see like where the labels go on, and they also have other stickers that they place on by hand. Jack even put some labels on as he's showing here.
The main difference between tasting spirits and tasting wine is that there's no need to swirl it to aerate it. There's no need to put your nose in the glass to pick up the aromatics. Instead, I suggest take one small sip at first and coat your palate as much as you feel comfortable with. You could even swish if you feel like it, because what that essentially does is it changes the pH levels in your mouth and really acclimates your palate for every sip afterwards. And then after that, a little bit of breath work is involved. So I call this spirit yoga. So follow me on this for a second. You'll take a deep breath in, hold your breath, and then take another sip, really taste it, swallow it, and then a big exhale through your mouth. The key is if you avoid breathing out through your nose, you'll avoid the burn. If you do breathe out through your nose after drinking a spirit of this high proof, it actually creates methanol in your nasal passageway. That's where that burning sensation comes from, which can actually damage your olfactory senses if you do that all the time. So, breath in, sip, swallow, breath out. Salud.
Swirling, no sniffing. Go ahead. And here I got another mocktail, which was also amazing. And then I filmed Jack making this absolutely stunning cocktail flight for a group of people that came in. They put so much detail into their cocktails. They also sell food here. They have a pizza oven, so you can make a whole experience out of it. Our last stop in Sonoma was at Bloom Carneros, which is a restaurant that's attached to a winery and brewery, I believe. And this was all outdoor seating. They had this covered seating, and then they also had like more exposed garden seating if you prefer to be out there. Dustin got a chicken sandwich, and I got their special of the day, which was ribs, and we did very much enjoy our meal. Okay, so that was a super fun couple days in Sonoma County. We hope you enjoyed watching it. If you'd like to follow along on my social media, I'll list it somewhere maybe here for you. And thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Also, we're gonna go hang out with our friends, so if there's any clips from that, I'll insert it after. Okay, bye.